It's Buddy Yon with the Music Universe, and joining me on the phone is world-renowned Mr. Big and the Winery Dogs bassist Billy Sheehan. And Billy, the Winery Dogs actually have a new live project coming out on August 4th, and just wanted to discuss that with you a little bit.
Excellent.
Awesome. Well, you guys already have 2 albums, and Dog Years Live in Santiago and Beyond 2013 to 16 comes out on August 4th in several formats. It's a really cool thing. You guys actually have 17 songs. There's also 8 music videos and a 5-song EP of studio tracks.
Cool. Lots of stuff.
Awesome. So what about the package are you excited about?
Everything, really. It's well, of course, the show in Santiago is the main point. But I'm just glad that we could put everything. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I'm glad we could still put everything together for someone that may have missed a few things along the way. It's a nice way of getting it all together, and some new things that people might not have heard at all.
Yeah, I know the 5-song tracks have been unreleased. Are those from previous recording sessions, or are those possibly from an upcoming album?
Previous.
Cool.
Yeah, we're gonna start writing for a new record. Probably at the end of this year, all fresh and new with a whole new kind of outlook, rather than use older stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. You guys are really, really cool. I've seen the concerts. In fact, my review's probably going up today or tomorrow, most likely along with this this article. But it's really, you guys are just astonishing. Your bass playing is just it's just awesome. Mike, he's a monster on drums, and Richie, he's one of a kind too. What's it like playing with those guys?
You are very kind, my friend. That's very nice of you to say.
Thank you. What's it like playing with those guys?
Well, we have a great time. We've all been friends for a long time. I've known Mike for ages. Richie, probably even a little longer. Mike used to come see me play in my old band Taos in New York City, and so he's been aware of me for a long time. And it's just when we first got together, it was a good hang, and that was a good sign. Music sometimes is secondary to the hang, because without being able to hang out, doesn't matter how good you are, you'll never get anything done. So we actually enjoyed hanging out with each other quite a bit in the very beginning and right up until now. So that helps a lot. And then it's just every musician has his own unique DNA fingerprint. There's something about them that's always a completely unique thing. That's always an interesting pursuit. Richie is, I hear a lot of things in his playing I don't hear from other guys. Like, I actually hear a couple of jazz notes once in a while, that I don't hear from many rock guys. And he's playing with his fingers, too, which is pretty cool. Mike, of course, is just a phenomenon, entertaining, dear friend, and he gets the job done.
Absolutely. And some of your bass solos and licks that you've done on this thing is just I was a Mr. Big fan and then a Winery Dogs fan when it came out, and now seeing this, it's like I've got to see you guys in concert.
Yeah, well, seeing it live is a whole different world, and I think for me, that's the make or break of a band. Due to digital technology now and studio situations, you can make anybody sing pretty good. You can get a drum track out of just about any drummer. You can fix almost anything. But live, there's no fooling around. I mean, it's the real thing. And in fact, I think that's where we do best with the Winery Dogs. So I'm very, very pleased with our records. There's nothing like playing in front of a hot, sweaty crowd on a great night where, you're going back and forth between the audience. It really is a very special thing that can't be captured on a record, I don't believe. But playing live is where it's at.
Absolutely. I'm a drummer myself, so I know, I can relate to the whole band camaraderie thing, because if you don't have that, you don't really have anything except just people showing up, being mad at each other, and playing, and that's it. And you don't really get a good show out of that. So I'm glad to hear that. I could tell you guys were playful with each other too, because some of the stuff you and Mike were doing was making Richie actually smile, and I like that.
do have fun on stage. I mean, legitimately. People see us and goes, man, it looks like you guys are having fun out there. And I go, well, we are. That's why it looks that way.
And that's what it's about, having fun and entertaining the crowd. And it shows, this concert shows, and you guys as just a straight rock trio show that rock and roll is still alive.
Yes, sir. Well, I think, things ebb and flow. They come and go. Rock was hugely popular. It's not quite as popular now, but still there'll always be a thing. There'll always be rock. There'll always be musicians playing together. They may rename it something else, but to get a bunch of people up on stage, perform, and interact with each other and improvise and create on the moment due to the inspiration of the place and the audience, that will never go away.
Right. Now, do you guys ever play? I know you played over 200 shows together in roughly 4 years that you guys have been in existence. Do you ever play something live that you're like, man, I wish I would have done that in the studio?
Oh, all the time. Well, you always wish you could record the record at the end of the tour. And then you got all these ideas. But in fact, it's kind of subjective, too. You might think that, but if you would have done that on the record, I'm not sure if it would have worked as well. Sometimes it's easy to second-guess yourself. But, we like, we and the songs always evolve. They are alive, and they live and breathe. So every night something is different in every song. It's never really the same thing. Some people pride themselves on being able to do something exactly the same night after night after night, which is a skill in itself, and which is an incredible art form. But it's not my thing, nor Richie's, nor Mike's. We do like to have that improvisational thing. It keeps it alive and special and evolving. And so by the end of the tour, it's evolved into something else. In our minds, it's sometimes what we might prefer to the record, but sorry.
Oh, absolutely. I know I like to see improvisational as much as possible, too, because that just makes it more real, like you said.
Yeah. And we have to keep the foundation of a song, of course. If you don't want to turn it into some unrecognizable jazz fusion improv, you need the foundation, and you need the lyrics, and you need the basics of it. But there's still room to move. You can change colors.
Right.
That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And you mentioned you guys were going to start writing again towards the end of the year. Do you guys bring all the pieces together as far as different ideas and then make them into songs, or do you mostly like to write together, or a little bit of both?
A little bit of everything. Individually, 2 by 2, all together. Sometimes it's a bass line starts it out, a drum beat, sometimes a chord change, sometimes a lyric, sometimes the title. Could be anything, So, and that way it's less likely to dry out. If everything comes from one guy and he's the only writer, then you have to follow him whatever road he goes down. Where this way, it's always a band thing. We're all contributing to it all the time, and I think it does make it a kind of a Winery Dogs thing as opposed to any one individual, and I like that.
Right, yeah, and I actually spoke to your Mr. Big bandmate, Pat Torpy, last month about the Defying Gravity album you guys just released as well, and he said pretty much you guys do it the same way in that band, so I just wanted to see if that's the way it was done here too, and it sounds great.
Yeah, I guess that's the way, and I've worked with, most of the time when you're in a band, that's how it is. I've been in bands where there's like the main guy and he's in charge of everything, and that's cool too. It takes a lot of work off your shoulders, but I do enjoy contributing, and I like to be in a band where everybody's really a member and contributing, as opposed to just kind of sitting there waiting to be told what to do. I like to hear the contributions of others.
Absolutely, I think that's what makes it really a band and not a solo artist.
Exactly right.
Yeah, and now you guys to move along here, you guys actually hosted a couple of dog camps a couple of times where you interact with participants in the workshop. Do you guys have plans to return that?
We don't have specific plans, but when it comes up, I'm sure we'd all be into it. It was fun. It was a great way to bond with a lot of the really hardcore fans early on too. and they became part of our little inner circle. And they would follow us around the country to our shows and stuff, and we'd get to see them after we got done playing, and became a nice circle of friends that were like an inner core Winery Dogs kind of a gang. It was very nice.
Oh, awesome. So it had to be great for the fans to just be able to sit down with some of their idols and be able to interact on a weekend trip like that.
Yeah, we enjoyed it too because it gives us a chance to put our thumb on the pulse of what they like and what they don't like, or what they're into and what they're not. And I think it's important. I'm always close with fans. I answer all my email myself personally, comment on all the things on Facebook personally, and usually interacting with a couple of hundred people every week. It's important to me to understand what they're thinking. In the early days of playing clubs, there were no dressing rooms. You'd step off the front of the stage and hang out with the people until your next set. You didn't. Yeah. There was no security or dressing room, so I was very used to hanging out with people that are a part of the scene, and it's pretty much like that now.
Yeah, social media, I think, has been great for musicians because it just allows them to reach their fans on a whole different level than what was ever available before. Besides meet and greets. Yeah. Now you mentioned that you guys will be writing by towards the end of the year. Any plans between now and then for yourself?
Lots of Mr. Big touring. We leave on the 14th for South America, Mexico. Then we do Southeast Asia, then Japan, then Europe, then the UK. We might hit Australia, New Zealand this time too. Might do more shows in the USA after that as well. I have another project with a guitar player from Smash Mouth called The Fell, and that's a great sounding record. We're almost done with that, and it was just a kind of a fun project, but it's really turning into something cool. And I'm on my way today into Hollywood to do a session for a Japanese artist. 2 songs today. Greg Bissonette played the drums on them yesterday, so it'll be fun to hear him. It'll be fun to hear him play.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Yeah, that looks like you've got a very busy rest of the summer and fall coming up, and I look forward to the new Winery Dogs record when that comes out. Of course, this August 4th, I'm going to pick this up myself. I'm a physical guy, so I'll be picking up the deluxe set because I want to experience it in all of its glory, but I did see the concert. It was great, and I actually just got the deluxe edition of Defying Gravity yesterday with the DVD, so I'm excited to check that out, too.
Wow, you must be getting sick of me.
No, I'm actually a pretty big fan. If I put in my review that it's every drummer's dream to be able to play with a bass player like you, so that would be cool.
Oh, that's very kind. To me, drums are everything. I'm all about the drums. I did a session with Kenny Aronoff one time, and we stopped in the middle of something, and he goes, "You're all about the drums, aren't you?" And I said, "Yeah, I am, as a matter of fact."
That's awesome. Yeah, that's got to be a cool session right there, just playing with him and Greg too. So.
Great.
All right, cool. Well, I know you got to get to your gig. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss briefly?
No, I'm just really pleased that and grateful that I'm in a position where people are enjoying what I do, and I'll keep doing my best for people that come to listen and come to watch. And thank you very much for taking the time today.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, and best of luck, and look forward to the future projects.
You got it, man. We'll talk again.
And thank you, Billy, for joining me here at the Music Universe. For more on this article and my reviews of both Dog Years and Mr. Big's Defying Gravity, check it out at themusicuniverse.com.